Right now it's 7 o'clock. The polls are closed across Georgia, and the numbers are going to start coming in for the primary runoff. And thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Greg Coy. Tonight, the candidates, their supporters, and voters waiting for the results in the contest that is certainly going to shape the race in November. And WJCL 22 News is covering every angle of tonight's election. Our reporters standing by from Atlanta to Jackson to Savannah, tracking results and reactions as they're all starting to come in. And tonight we begin with the 2026 commitment to coverage with the Republican nomination for governor between Rick Jackson and Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. And that's where our team coverage starts tonight. WJCL 22 News' Emma Hamilton is live at Rick Jackson's watch party. Kirsten Maselka is standing by at Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones' campaign event. Emma, starting with you. Polls just closed. Supporters must be waiting for the results.
Hey, Greg, good evening. We are here at the Westin North Atlanta at Rick Jackson's watch party. Very lively here this evening. A lot of supporters rolling in. No sign of Jackson just yet, but we should be expecting him shortly. Now, just a few weeks ago, Burt Jones did win over more voters than Jackson. However, Jackson is confident and he is adamant that this celebration will be a victory celebration later this evening. The political outsider, conservative businessman says that he is the clear choice for Georgia governor. On his last day on the campaign trail, Jackson visited Savannah, telling voters that Georgia needs a businessman with business solutions. He says Georgia doesn't have political problems, it has business problems like agriculture issues, jobs, the prices of food and gas. While Governor Brian Kemp has endorsed Jackson's opponent, Burt Jones, Jackson says he plans to follow in Kemp's footsteps.
I'll build on the legacy of Brian Kemp in Georgia to the next level. I will absolutely create more jobs than that's ever been done in the history of Georgia, because that's what I've been doing all my whole life. And we have unbelievable opportunity in Georgia.
If elected as governor, Jackson says that he plans to make Georgia the most affordable place to live and the best place to raise a family. Now, of the runoff races this evening, this one could be the tightest. In that May primary, Jones and Jackson were either first or second in almost every county across the state. We will be here live in Atlanta watching those votes and the results come in this evening. Live in Atlanta, Emma Hamilton, WJCL 22 News.
Emma Hamilton live. Thank you so much. Let's go now to WJCL 22 News' Kirsten Maselka. She's live in Jackson, Georgia at the watch party for Burt Jones. Good evening, Kirsten.
Yeah, supporters are starting to fill the room here in Jackson. Now that the polls have closed, the countdown begins to we will see who will come out ahead in one of the most expensive and bitter races in Georgia politics this year. Jones and his opponent Rick Jackson quickly defined the race with months of brutal attack ads, each spending millions upon millions of dollars. The newest layer in this race comes as Jones received a last-minute endorsement from Governor Kemp. For months, Kemp stayed out of the race entirely, leaving many Republicans wondering whether he would weigh in at all. Once the endorsement came, Jones moves quickly, releasing a new campaign ad featuring Kemp as a final message to voters. Even before the endorsement, Jackson has geared some of his latest ads towards Kemp as well, highlighting the recent attention towards the governor's influence on this race. Now the question tonight is whether Kemp's endorsement came in time to make a difference. We actually have some people starting to speak here. Supporters are coming in, so we'll continue to bring you the latest from tonight. For now, back to you.
Selka Live, thanks so very much. She's right, the crowds are starting to get excited there at Burt Jones's campaign. Now to the Republican Senate race, because recent polls show that candidates Mike Collins, Derek Dooley, they are in a virtual tie, but 6% of the voters say they are undecided on either candidate. Both President Donald Trump, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp backing two different candidates. WJCL 22 News' Grace Rodriguez is live at Mike Collins' watch party. Supporters are gathering and hoping a key endorsement from President Trump is going to carry their candidate to victory, Grace.
Thanks, Greg. Collins' watch party started just a few minutes ago, and people are now starting to come in. It's taking place here in Jackson, his hometown, just about an hour south of Atlanta. The congressman has spoken with us in the past, saying that he's proud of his campaign, which slowly gained momentum over the past few months. Collins says holding governments accountable is critical to his campaign. Just 2 days ago, President Trump endorsed Collins in this race, taking to X to call him a warrior and a winner. Take a listen to how he approaches tonight's race.
You know, the first thing that we could do as Congress is get back to regular order. Bringing these federal agencies in and holding them accountable, that's when you cut their dollars, that's when you cut their money.
Now, Mike Collins' watch party has kicked off a little bit. Friends, neighbors, supporters are all now filtering into the venue to support him tonight. Live in Jackson, Grace Rodriguez, WJCL 22 News.
Grace Rodriguez in Jackson, thanks so much for that report. Let's go to WJCL 22 News' Issa Rivera. She's at Derek Dooley's election night watch party happening in Atlanta.
Greg, now that the polls have closed, Dooley's campaign should be finding out soon how this first-time politician will do in his first primary runoff. Dooley goes from the sidelines to a possible head-on matchup with Ossoff if he wins tonight. Dooley finished second in the primary. Collins got over 40% of the vote. Dooley got 30%. But the most recent polls show he has closed the gap to a statistical dead heat with Collins. Dooley told WJCL a few weeks ago he believes Georgia voters are looking for a fresh face to represent them in Washington.
It's time to send a different kind of leader up to D.C., somebody that not only has a little common sense and shares our values here in Georgia, but most importantly, they're going there for the right reasons, not for some long political career or to get rich or famous. They're going up there to deliver results and always put the people of Georgia first.
Both Collins and Dooley hope to tap into the 25% of voters who went with local Congressman Buddy Carter, whose congressional district back there in and around Chatham County could play a big role in this runoff primary. Representative Carter did not endorse either Collins or Dooley in this runoff. Both Dooley and Collins are looking to tap into the 25% of voters that went with local Congressman Buddy Carter, whose congressional district back there in and around Chatham County could play a big role in tonight's runoff election. In Atlanta, Issa Rivera, WJCL 22 News.
Issa, thank you. There are candidates on both sides of the aisle looking to replace Brad Raffensperger as Secretary of State. We're going to give you their names on the Democratic side of the runoff. You have Dana Barrett, Penny Brown Reynolds, and the Republicans will choose between Tim Fleming and Vernon Jones.